Hey everybody, it's your 8th favorite knife YouTuber here, which is like your 40th favorite YouTuber overall. Here with, I think it's the first time I've ever done like a challenge video. I think, was it Cedric and Ada? It's an unusual first name for a man, but Cedric and Ada first posed this question to a few of his YouTube buddies. You know, I don't tell people that I do YouTube, right? Whenever they find out, it's like somebody caught me masturbating in a park. But so the question posed was your 5 favorite pieces of gear, and talk about them. Things that make you happy. 5 pieces of gear that make you happy. Now I have lots of things that make me happy, despite, you know, maybe I should smile more. But the 5 knives, we're gonna, since this is the Advanced Knife Bro channel, and I'm very gesturing with my hands, we have 5 knives that are gonna make me happy. So, as you might guess, the first one that I'm gonna talk about is gonna be the Deadlock. And I'm gonna cheat a little here because the Hawks sent me a Deadlock to review, which is, this is where I would hope that I would be as a channel in 5 years, that they will send me a knife to check out. And if you want to buy it, you can buy it. And this is what being at the top of your game looks like. Here. And so the Deadlock is my favorite knife. Now, maybe there's something wrong mentally and emotionally with me, but Switchblades out the fronts are a cool knife. Maybe too many movies, too many dudes with their hair slicked back have rotted my brain somehow, but just this is like, these are the ultimate knife, and they were the ones that I always wanted. Well, I didn't know about this one yet. This is like, is it okay to do that? It's my new favorite. It actually fires faster. You can go, and then you can go not quite as fast. You see there is an improvement here. It's aluminum now versus titanium. Would have really loved to have the all titanium, the white and the flamed, and it makes me tear up a little bit. So the first one is the Deadlock. Second one, Star Wars. I know it's no surprise that a person on the internet that has a YouTube channel is gonna like Star Wars. There's not a lot that's surprising about me. You see what you get here. And the colorways, and just, you know, I realize that these are all American-made knives, and there wasn't really anything behind that, but, you know, these are all, I wouldn't call them, they're a little difficult to obtain. These you have to get in drops. This one rotates like once or twice a year, and they're hard to get then too, but I don't like any of the other Star Wars ones, but this one is literally the best one. And just the Boba Fett colors. He was a kind of a lame character in the movies if you think about it. He was a snitch, and he went out like a, I don't know why he's like, hopefully the series that's coming out in December is gonna, because he was a lot cooler in The Mandalorian than he was in at least The Return of the Jedi. But, you know, this knife, though, the Microtech one, is amazing. This is nowhere near as refined as a Deadlock. It's, like, hard to fire. Sometimes the shit doesn't, you have to put the rem oil in it, like, twice a year. I say some of this stuff in my upcoming Deadlock review, but it's, you know, it's temperamental. It doesn't feel a whole lot better than the gas station knives, but it's at least well made. The materials are all on point. It's just Switchblades, until you get to the Deadlock, especially out the fronts, don't really get a whole lot better. So, I mean, it's like, it's not a knock against this, it's just, that's kind of how they feel. So yeah, Star Wars, surprise. Next is the Great Eastern Cutlery. If you've been following me, and I don't know why you would watch this video, and if you haven't been, this is a weird first video to get into since this isn't my normal style video. But the Great Eastern Cutlery, hard to get to. They make them in small batches. Every new batch feels like a new knife because of the different covers they use. You know, they make them like 500 or 600 in this style. You'll never find another style like this. There's like 500 made just like this, but these are all gimmick knives. Out the fronts are gimmick knives. They're not tactical. They're not hardcore. They're for movie and television, and they're adult toys. They're for men to fidget with that have too much disposable income. But this is a gimmick knife too. You know, you got your little for your sausages, and you have for your beers, even though most beers, good beers, are in cans anymore, or at least available in cans. It's got, you know, Great Eastern Cutleries, they accumulate wear with them because they're made out of carbon steel. So, you know, that's your own unique filth right there, whatever you cut with it. And I like that about them, you know, and I've carried this in the water, and some of the micarta dye has come off a little bit, and the bolsters are a little scratched, you know, kind of how I look. You know, I know I'm a handsome man with perfect teeth and perfect hair, and but you know, these accumulate wear like the old knives do, and nobody really makes them better than Great Eastern Cutlery. In fact, they're not even really sharp out of the box. You get the opportunity to do this with them. Isn't this fun? This is not a sharpening video. But yeah, and it even has the comb for your gross personal grooming. Okay, that's 3. We got Deadlock, we have Microtech Bounty Hunter, which is basically the Ultratech but with the Boba Fett colors on it. The Great Eastern Cutlery Beer and Sausage Tool. There are a few Great Eastern Cutleries I love that almost as much as this, but this was like a really hard to get one at the time, and some people thought it was stupid, but that's okay, you think they're stupid too. Then Custom Knife, another one. This is the Wallace Edge Tool Spear XL Duramax and Z-Wear, which I think is, you know, it's kind of dirty for one thing. Is that rust? I hope it's not rust. I would never let my blades rust. And I think it's tree sap actually. But it's still sharp as shit. It has cut me really good. It is a nice, just classic plain looking blade. It's as thick as a fucking leaf spring. The handle is just, fits the hand perfectly. I didn't actually have this one custom made just for me, but he had this one laying around and I was on his list. So he's like, hey, you want this one? And since I'm the big ass knife guy, I use it, I baton at the campsite with it. So it is a used blade. All of these are users. I use my Deadlocks. I treat them the nicest. I will take off my wedding ring when I wear them sometimes, is to not ding the flamed titanium. This one I don't really treat super nice, other than, you know, fucking, it guzzles rem oil twice a year to keep it from that. But yeah, this is just an amazing knife, and it makes me happy. It just feels good in the hand, and it's a good, useful tool. And the sheath is a left-handed sheath because it was made to order by somebody else, and basically I took it as I could get it. This one's about 500 bucks, you know. I bought it. Mike Wallace makes great knives. I don't know if he still makes them for people. He's a designer. He's a designer cold steel, and it makes me happy. Last but not least, these videos don't ever get many views, which I don't know why not, because Brian Nadeau, Steve Nadeau, Brian Nadeau. I used to know in Nadeau. He makes amazing knives. I'm going to be honest, the one I really want is the Arch Nemesis, because it's like a dagger, and I like daggers, and they're like, daggers are for stabbing people in trenches. I don't know why I like them, because I'm not really a stabbing people in trenches kind of guy, but maybe it's the design. It just looks like classic knife design as a dagger. But his Arch Nemesis is the ultimate dagger, and it's like nearly $2,000 for one that I would like, and I just don't have that kind of money as a mediocre knife bro with a full-time job and a family. So anyway, this is a custom knife. Now Brian, on paper, and you'll have to be quiet, does not make custom knives for people. So I would not have ordered this shade of purple from him, because I somehow obtained this one. But Brian is a really cool guy. He's grumpy, and I get it. There's a lot to be grumpy about in this world. And this just makes me happy. There's so much texture, so much attention to detail. It's super. Let's take two. It's super fidgetable. You know, you got this, you got that, and you got. It's also a flipper. And it's super pointy, it's sharp, and I baby this one too because it's titanium and I don't want to scratch the pretty purple finish on it. But yeah, this knife makes me happy. So I hope you have gotten a lot out of this. I know this is a challenge video and I don't do these because I don't want to get in the habit, because I don't like speaking extemporaneously like this because I don't do it very well. I hope my videos play to my strengths, but it is what it is. So this is from Pete. Most people that I know have already done these, so I don't know who to offer this challenge to. I would like Eugene Kwan, but he doesn't really do knives anymore, even though he talks about them. Eugene, you should do knives. Congratulations on your new job. But Eugene, you should come out of knife retirement to do a video in your car about the 5 knives that make you happy, and put the pictures back up on your Instagram feed. Dr. Frank, I never really saw him much when I was when he was doing YouTube. He's kind of got out of that, and he's a pretty good guy too. Levon, these are people I talk to. I like Nick, I like Pete. But they've already done the videos and I can't put those out to them. And you know, I talk to him a lot. You know, I don't even talk to him about knives. So they're all good dudes. Anyway, I hope this has been enlightening, and sorry if it's been rambling, but this is what you get.